They're lying to people. They're like, oh, it just means you need ID. What it actually says is you need to prove your citizenship. What's the difference? Your ID doesn't prove citizenship. Migrants get IDs.
This is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Hello, and welcome to the Think Tank, where we use critical thinking, deductive reasoning, and just a pinch of common sense to draw unbiased logical conclusions. Today, we're here to talk about why Trump has increased the flooding of the zone, and it's to steal the elections. In case you're not understanding what's happening, we were able to keep up with news cycles, even though they were prolific by the middle of his term, by the middle of his first year. Now there's so many things going on. We literally cannot keep up with everything. It is way too much. In the background, while everything else is happening, while we're no longer even talking about Minnesota, where everything that was going on prior is still going on. He said, oh, we're going to pull troops out. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And on the ground, they're like, this is still happening. Look, we can't keep up with it. We forgot about 3 weeks ago where he was talking about invading Greenland. He's now attacking Iran. We forgot about the fact that he declared himself the overlord of Venezuela, where he still controls and rules. They took another oil freight ship, but he's still ruling Venezuela. Like, how you ruling Venezuela? You ain't even running your own country right. Like, all of this is happening at the same time. Other countries is gearing up, prepping for war with the Americas, with America, with the United States. All of this is happening while we're not talking about that. You know what we're not talking about also? The fact they're trying to strike down the second section of the Voting Rights Act. What is the second section of the Voting Rights Act? That's the portion that actually protects people of color from being discriminated against, and people that speak other languages from being discriminated against when they're trying to vote. The second section of the Voting Rights Act, that's what it does. It prevents discrimination. While that's happening, they're doing the SAVE Act, where they're lying to people. They're like, oh, it just means you need ID. What it actually says is you need to prove your citizenship. What's the difference? Your ID doesn't prove citizenship. Migrants get IDs. So if everybody has an ID, that doesn't do it. So what does it? The birth certificate and your passport, that's it. If your last name doesn't match your birth certificate, let's say you got married and now you change your name from Thomas to your last name is now Barnes, or you hyphenated Thomas Barnes, you know what? It doesn't matter. Your birth certificate does not say what your ID says. That's not you. You can't vote. If you lost your birth certificate, you know how long it takes to get one? It's a little bit of a struggle. You might not get it in time for the midterm elections and he stays in power. His team stays in power. His congressmen stay in power. Hey, everybody. This is your boy, Leo. You know me. I've been doing commercials for 15 years, television commercials, radio ads, billboards. Now I'm trying to step it into the big leagues. I want to be an independent filmmaker. I've got the degrees, I've got the experience, and I need your help to make my first independent film, Garot. So Garot is Boys in the Hood meets Clue. So these dudes from Brooklyn is trying to buy their drugs to supply the hood. So they go to the mafia stronghold and they purchase their drugs, but one of them turns up dead. And now there's a race to find out who did it. The Godfather's going to send in his hit squad, Squadra Assassina, to take them out. They don't figure out who did it because somebody died on his turf and he's not happy and he can't have stuff like that happening in his business. So please, if you want to show support, my Kickstarter campaign is down in the description box. They're trying to nuke the filibuster. He wants to nuke the filibuster. What that means is, what is that in English? Nuke the filibuster. He wants to make it so that the people that are in the minority in Congress, like you got the House and you got the Senate, right? And you got the majority and the minority. The majority are the ones there's more of, the minority is the ones there's less of, right? By definition. The minority can hold things up through something called a filibuster. He wants to destroy that way of holding things up so we can just push through any bill that he wants. He wants to nuke the filibuster. And he wants to have ICE, listen to Miss Noam, Christy Noam, head of the DHS. They want to be able to make sure the right people get in office. What does the right people mean to them? To them, it means, you know who it means. We don't have to go into that. The right people. So what they're trying to do, I wish the dog would stop barking. She's driving me crazy. My daughter's dog. What they're trying to do is ensure that people don't show up to vote, and the ones that do are scared. They're going to harass people. They're going to, hey, with their flashlights, let me see your ID card. I got you. Where your passport? Where's your birth certificate? Why that matters? If they can cheat by getting people not to vote, by not counting votes, by scaring people away from the polls, they can steal the election. And that's their goal. They want the elections. Your vote counts. You have to get out and vote. It's the only way to stop this monster regime. And they're going to do everything they can to strip away your rights to vote. They want a gerrymander, meaning your vote won't count, basically. And if the courts uphold striking down the second section of the Voting Rights Act, they're going to gerrymander in a way where people of color's votes don't count. That's literally sitting in the courts right now. They're pondering it. And the Supreme Court has signaled that's what they're going to do. What it means that they signal. They throw in hints that that's the direction they lean in, like, voting rights, who needs those? Protection for colored people, you need that in the 60s. You don't need that no more. And that's coming from even a black Supreme Court justice. But if they pass that, with the gerrymandering that's already taken place, that they've already allowed in Texas, California, and beyond, then they'll just gerrymander in a way that just outright makes it so that black and brown votes don't count. They'll just take away our voting power and make it so that they win regardless if they win or lose. This is what's happening. So, just making you aware, we have to vote. We can't be scared. It's scary. There's going to be ICE agents walking around like this at the polling sites. You know what they do? They smash car windows in, drag people out. Broad day, masks on, no insignias. Congress is shut down right now, trying to fight that. We got to get out and vote. This is LC signing out.